You are listening to the Yummy Mummy Podcast, episode number 116.
Welcome to the Yummy Mummy Podcast, where you will learn brand new and shockingly different tools to lose weight for the last time. And now, here's your host, certified life and weight loss coach, Laura Conley.
Hey, Yummy Mummies. How are you? Okay, so this episode is going to be good because we are talking self-love. But if that makes you cringe, let's just call it becoming your own BFF. Why not become your own BFF? It is an option. Do you like your BFF? Who's your BFF? Who is she? He? They? Them? Who are they? Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? If they were inside your head, the BFF that you really like, who's really nice to you, who gives you that warm hug, right, when things are getting tough, or who laughs with you, who dances with you, who's up for anything. Let's create that inside. That's kind of what self-love is. So we're going to talk about, can you want to lose weight and love yourself? Or are those things mutually exclusive? So we're going to dive into that conversation because I think a lot of people really haven't explored this conversation. So this will be a fun one for us. But before we dive in, let's hear a little bit from my client, JC, who lost over 25 pounds. And she says she is ecstatic with her results because before, this is what she's saying, quote unquote, before, this is something I thought was near impossible. I would lose 1 pound and barely be able to keep it off. So 25 seemed like a miracle. She says, I am more confident now. I am more confident in my ability to lose weight and actually everything else. I'm not tortured mentally about what to eat anymore and then plagued by self-loathing when I didn't eat what I should have. I am lighter and more free and able to connect more with the moments and people in my life. She says, my husband, who really knew my mental anguish and emotional torment, is so thrilled. He has always adored me, and I was so grateful for that. But I didn't really believe it, and he didn't really believe it until now. He's so proud of my hard work and the progress that I made physically, but especially emotionally. She says, I just want to emphasize that the $5,000, the 5K, was a big hurdle for me to get over, but I wouldn't hesitate to encourage anyone else to spend it now. The healing and progress I made put 35 years of pain behind me. $5,000 is a value for physical, emotional, and mental health. I love that she just speaks so freely about it because sometimes $5,000 can seem, like she's saying, really daunting. She goes on to say that it is and it was the best money that she has ever spent. So take a page out of JC's book, Believe It's Possible. She didn't even believe a pound was possible, and she went on to lose 25 pounds and for the last time. So she says it is the answer to real weight loss. So cool. Congrats, JC. So let's talk about, you guys know I love to share a little fun factoid. So I think I told you last week that we were going to Breck. We went to Breck. We went to Breckenridge. We went skiing with our friends. It was so fun. We brought our families, and my friend's daughter was so cute because they all went to ski school, and she was just telling us about her day at ski school. And she's like, yeah, I fell a couple times, and the teacher did not pick me up, but she taught me how to get up when I had skis on. And she said, and I guess that's the point of a teacher, to teach you how to get up when you fall and instead not pick you up. And we were just laughing because we're like, oh my God, because she's a coach too, my friend. And we're just laughing because we're like, oh my God, that is totally a metaphor. That's such a good analogy, right? That's the type of teacher that you want to have. You want to have a teacher that will show you how to get back up when you fall down, when you make a little mistake. That is totally what the Yummy Mummy is. And I hope you've gleaned some of that from this podcast. Remember, if you want to, I think some of you guys already know this, that the Yummy Mummy Experience, the January group, is sold out and it is closed for enrollment, but we are going to open enrollment March. So end of March. And that's going to be for the April group. So get yourself on the list at lauraconley.com, click work with me, and make sure you're on the wait list because there's going to be a bonus for the wait list this time. And there will be priority access given to the wait list. So make sure you get your name on there. You are going to want to do this year. So go over there, put your name on the wait list, and Let's do this. In the meantime, just binge the podcast. You can get so much out of this podcast and then just be like raring to go once we start in April. And in the meantime, if $5,000 is a barrier for you, which it is, it's expensive. I've talked about that on the podcast before. Start saving up. Start selling all your shit. Facebook Marketplace, babe. I mean, I'm half kidding, but I'm not kidding because I literally just made so much money on Facebook Marketplace because we are just cleaning house over here and I have sold so much on Facebook Marketplace. It's crazy. So maybe that's your solution. I don't know. You never know. You've got to get creative, get resourceful. So let's dive into this conversation. I really would love to hear what y'all think about this because I used to grapple with this. I used to struggle with this. I used to be like, if I lose weight, if I want to lose weight, if I admit that I want to lose weight, that must mean that I don't love myself and that I think that I'm bad or wrong at the weight that I'm at. And here's what I want to offer is that no, that's just not true. It's just that what we've been trained. So it's so funny, I think, in our culture, like there's one end of the spectrum where it's like totally allowed to want to lose weight and like you're supposed to want to lose weight and you should want to lose weight and you should want to be a stick because if you're a stick and you're skinny or whatever like the latest and greatest body type is, these images that we see all day, every day, right? Like we're supposed to want to do that. But then on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, no, we're supposed to just like love our bodies as they are. And we're supposed to eat intuitively and we're supposed to have this positive image. So it's like a really interesting juxtaposition because we get so much mixed messaging. And so what I want to help you do today is to drown out the external messages and the external voices that live inside your head that probably sound like your voices, but they're really not. They're just our society's voices or cultural programming, right? And so I want you to figure out what you think. I want you to be able to hear your voice, capital Y, capital V for your voice. What do you think? Okay. Because I actually think that if you want to lose weight, that actually can be an act of self-love. Admitting to yourself what your true deep desires are and following through on that I can't think of anything more loving than that. But I can't tell you how ashamed I was. I didn't want to admit it to anybody that I wanted to lose weight because I thought if I admitted to other people that I wanted to lose weight, that meant that I didn't love myself. And that if I didn't love myself, then there must be something wrong with who I was and that I was bad or unlovable or not worthy, right? And so I went on this journey and I finally was like, you know what? F that. I'm allowed to want to lose weight. I don't feel like myself at this weight. I don't feel like how I feel like I'm meant to feel in my skin. This is not correct for me, right? And that was my inner voice, right? When I really got clear and drowned out the other voices, what I truly wanted, my deepest desires was to lose the extra weight, the weight that was on my body because of me eating for emotional reasons. And I got really clear and really true. And once I owned it, it was totally fine. I could totally share it freely. But you don't have to, right? If you decide you come to this conclusion, like, you know what, I do want to lose weight. It is allowed. This is one of my deepest desires and I want to follow through on that. You don't have to tell anybody. We can keep it between you and me. It's our little secret. Okay. I just want to offer that both can be on the table, that you can love yourself and want to lose weight. And if you have that desire to lose weight and it's coming from a clean place, it's not coming from a place of you wanting to earn your worth or your value or your good enoughness. It's just coming from you wanting to feel really good in your skin and light and alive and confident and energetic and healthy. Like those are really good, true reasons. If you want to lose weight because you don't feel worthy of a promotion or worthy of a certain mate or worthy of a certain set of friends or worthy of a fill in the blank, then we might want to look at that and clean that up. But you can clean that up as you lose weight, actually. So you may have some really valid reasons, and you may have some reasons that society gave you for wanting to lose weight. And I find it's just really so much easier to lose weight when we connect to that true desire within. And I really believe that our desires are put inside our bodies to help us create a path forward, right? So many thought leaders, so many gurus have said this in one way, shape, or form before, that the desires are inside you for a reason. Those are your map forward. You don't want to, I don't want to coach just for like, because my mom's a coach. My mom's not a coach, but she was a counselor. But, right, it's because it's like literally in my heart. It's like a part of who I am. And so if you want to lose weight for the last time or lose weight, let's just say for the last time, because like we're not doing this yo-yo thing anymore, you guys. Okay. All right. If you want to lose weight for the last time, I want to offer to you that you listening to that desire is a radical act of self-love. And you ignoring that desire is the opposite of self-love. You ignoring yourself is not loving. You ignoring your desires is not loving. You putting your head in the sand is not self-love. Think about it with a kid or a puppy or a friend. You ignoring what they want is not loving. It's not, right? So I want to just offer to you to ask yourself, is this something that I want? Is it something that I've been ignoring? Right? You really are allowed to want to lose weight. I feel like sometimes we disguise it. We're like, oh, no. I don't want to lose weight. I just want to get really healthy. Oh, I just really want, no, you really want to be thin or skinny or at your dream come true weight or at your natural weight, whatever you want to call it. Stop lying to yourself and just like, I used to do this all the time. I used to be like, I'm just going to do Whole30 because I want to just feel healthy and vibrant. No, I wanted to do Whole30 to lose weight. But why did I want to lose weight? Was to feel confident and vibrant and like myself. Okay. So really admitting what you truly want, I think, is a radical act of self-love. So it's kind of ironic, don't you think, that denying and lying to yourself about what you really want is the opposite of self-love. I think it's even more ironic that in order to lose weight for the last time, we actually have to love ourselves. We can't hate ourselves thin. You've probably heard me say that before. You can't hate yourself thin. It doesn't work. You've probably tried to do it before in the past, like beat yourself up so hard that you go on a cleanse. And you probably do actually lose some weight temporarily, but it's not permanent. It's not for the last time. So that's how come we know it doesn't work. We literally already tried it like 17 times. So why not try a new way? You guys have probably heard me talk about this idea that I really want to sell you on, which is like, I want to sell you on wanting to love yourself. I want you to explore you loving you loving past you loving present you loving future self you loving you in the past that made those kind of effed up mistakes. Like loving all parts of you. Cause like, why not? Cause like, what is the alternative? The alternative actually doesn't help you. It's like, you might be like, oh, well, it's justified or that's right. It does not serve you to not love you. So it is kind of ironic. In order to lose weight, if that's what we really want to do, we have to actually love ourselves. So you might as well start now by admitting to yourself your own truth. Now, there could be another area in your life, right? Because a lot of you guys listening have lost weight for the last time. There could be another area of your life where you've got this desire and you're ignoring it. Let yourself want what you want just for a year, just because you want it, not because it's like justified or you have a lot of rationale. Like, what if you were just allowed to want what you wanted because you wanted it? I mean, that's freaking radical. Is that not radical? That is radical, people. I always talk about like, what is the best gift that we can give our children? I'm always like, you guys, we have to pass down a legacy that we're really proud of around our relationship with our bodies and food to our children. But I'm also like, what if we like role modeled and passed down us loving ourselves? Like, what if our kids saw us make a mistake and then saw us love ourselves in the having made that mistake? Oh my God, I get like so mad at my husband. I try not to get mad at my husband when he does this, but he'll like drop something and he'll get so mad at himself. And I'm like, babe, you gotta like love yourself when you drop that because you're like being an example to the kids. Meanwhile, I should probably just like MYOB a little bit, don't you think? He thinks so for sure. So that's also my work, right? But I really want to be an example of like loving myself when I make mistakes, not letting myself off the hook, not letting myself run around like a criminal in front of my kids. But I'm going to make a mistake. And can I love myself and show them that I love myself and have my back even when I make a mistake? Doesn't mean I don't talk about how I want to, upgrade my behavior, but it's just, I think that's like the best legacy. Because isn't that what you want for your kids, for them to be able to love themselves, for them to be able to talk nicely to themselves inside their brain? Yes, 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 yes. Like, think about like, what is self-love in the first place? I really think it's the way that you talk to yourself. I think that's like all it is. Is it loving? You could just like put it through that filter. Is this sentence in my brain? Is that loving? Is it kind? Is it useful? Right? So fascinating, so interesting. Put it through that filter because a lot of people will walk around and they're like, I don't really think I need to love myself. I think I already love myself because they love other people so well and they're so positive. But when they really get tuned in and they start listening to the voices inside their heads, they're like, oh shit, I'm so mean to myself. But it's not a problem. You could totally, totally, totally change it. So I'm like, let's pass down this gift. Let's be the role models that we want to be around food and bodies and the way we regard ourselves in the mirrors and when we're getting dressed and all that, but like also just like overall self-love. Because why not? Like, I think it's a gift for you and for yourself. I always tell the story of like, I'm at yoga. Now that I live in Colorado, apparently like there's mirrors in all the yoga studios. And I'm like literally, did I tell you guys the story? I'm like literally in yoga, like having so much fun with myself in the mirror as the yoga teacher is cracking jokes. I mean, that's just like the perfect example of me being my own BFF. So can you be your own BFF? Even if it's uncomfortable, it probably will be a little uncomfortable for you at the beginning. So I want you to imagine like you being able to laugh with yourself and at yourself, you being able to dance with yourself, you being able to have fun, you being able to give yourself, like wrap yourself in warmth and like literally cuddle and hold yourself when you make a mistake or you have a little like small F failure or even a big F failure. Can you hold yourself, literally hold yourself in like warmth and high regard, even when you make a mistake? When you feel so ashamed, can you literally like hold yourself and like actually give yourself a hug? I mean, I'm not even kidding, right? Can you love the parts of yourself that you were maybe taught incorrectly that were unlovable? Can you? Yeah, you can. It's a choice. Love is a choice. And then when we do that, right, like we don't even have to necessarily actively teach our kids this. I mean, you can, but when you just become this person, you naturally, organically pass it down. So, so cool. So how do you start really even doing this? It's really just the way that you talk to yourself in your brain. So just start noticing. This is just your takeaway. Just start without any judgment. Just start noticing how you talk to yourself, especially when you make a mistake. Okay. How do you talk to yourself? Can you love yourself and not let yourself off the hook? Can you not beat yourself up? Right? Can you admit your true desires, what it is that you really want? Okay. That is the first and second step in this process. It's just noticing, how do I talk to myself? And then allowing yourself to want what you want. That is a radical act of self-love. Okay. So I want to continue this conversation on self-love, body love. I also have a concept called the way my body looks love, because a lot of us do love ourselves and a lot of us will even love our bodies, but a lot of us will not love the way our bodies look. So I want to continue this conversation on the podcast What else do you guys have? What other questions do you guys have about body love, self-love? So to answer the initial question, I for sure think you can want to lose weight and love yourself. I for sure think it's possible to want to change something about yourself and love yourself. In fact, I also think that one of the points of life, like one of the whole reasons we're here is to evolve and is to grow, and not from like a hustly, graspy, like I have to earn my worth by achieving. Not from that. Like there's time to relax, right? Because relaxation is growth, right? Right? Am I right or am I right? Or is your brain like blowing its own mind right now? What's happening? But I do think part of our purpose here on this earth is to evolve and to grow and to look at the parts of ourselves that we don't want to look at and gently change and give those parts little upgrades. And that is the only way that you can lose weight for the last time. The way that we do it is by loving ourselves, is by honoring our own word, is by being willing to take a look. It is one of the best gifts you'll ever give yourself. Okay, so you guys, that is your homework. Just start looking at how you talk to yourself and start maybe gently massaging some of those sentences in your brain just to be nicer to yourself. Like, I just love the question, like, would you speak to your BFF or to your favorite person or to Oprah the way that you speak to yourself? It's a great filter. Oftentimes you're like, holy shit, no, I wouldn't even admit that I said that to myself. I would never even say that out loud. Yeah, so step one, just notice. And then slowly you can start to massage and put it through the filter of like, yeah, is this kind? Is this useful? Would I say it to my BFF? Interessante. And then the last thing that I want to share, and I kind of already touched on this, is just really be willing to admit to yourself. Again, you don't have to tell anybody else, but want what you want. And let yourself want what you want. Just for a year. If you want to go back to the old way next year, fine. But just for a year, just try it on. Try loving yourself. What's the worst that can happen? You're a little uncomfortable, and then you're your own BFF. It's freaking magic. Literal freaking magic. Okay, you guys, that's what I got for you today. I would love to hear from you. Any other topics that you guys want me to cover on the podcast? Please, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Sugar-free, obviously. They don't make sugar-free cherries, do they? Pretty please, with cherry top, whipped cream, sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles, please go leave a review and a rating. It will take you 30 freaking seconds, and it literally could change somebody's life. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but to toot my own horn, because that is how other people find this podcast. And we are on a mission to free 1 million freaking moms. Okay, let's free the moms. Hashtag free the moms. Let's go. All right, have the best week ever. I'll see you next week. I love you so, so much. Ciao, ciao. Hey, if you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, I would love it if you leave a rate, review, and a subscribe on whatever you're listening to this podcast in. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. It would help me so much, and it would help all the other mamas out there hear this message. Thank you in advance. I really appreciate it. And you have to come check out the Yummy Mummy experience. It's my proven lose weight for the last time group coaching and course. Head to lauraconley.com and just click work with me. Other than that, you guys, I would love to give you a free gift. If you want your free listener only gift, go to lauraconley.com/gift. And from there, you will get your free best ever weight loss hack. So cool. The last thing I want to tell you, you guys, is I do have a free Facebook group. It's called, you guessed it, the Yummy Mummy. Lose weight for the last time, end body drama, and get food freedom. You can just search that in Facebook, or again, you can head to the show notes and you'll find the link there. All right, you guys, have the best day ever.